Imagine a world 3.2 million years ago. It's a dust-dry ridge that will one day be northern Kenya, a landscape far wilder and more untamed than anything we know today. The Pliocene epoch was a time of significant environmental variability in East Africa, with a general drying trend but also periods of more humid conditions. The sun has barely cleared the acacia tops, painting the sky with hues of orange and red. A small band of Homo Habilis, barely 4 feet tall, brains roughly half the size of yours, is shuffling toward the only waterhole for 20 kilometers. They're parched, hungry, and completely unaware that a wall of muscle, hide, and ivory is watching them through the dappled shade of a fever tree. In the next few minutes, either big brains or bigger tusks will decide who drinks and who dies. Section 1: The Thirst. Oldowan flake tools clack softly between calloused fingers as the 6 hominins fan out, their movements cautious. These aren't just any rocks. They're a brand new technology, simple but revolutionary, made from chipped pebbles and flakes of stone, used for cutting, chopping, and scraping. It hasn't rained in weeks. The grass is brittle and yellow, the baobab bark peeling like burnt paper under the relentless sun. The Pliocene climate in East Africa was often drier and more seasonal than before, making water sources critical. They've come for the succulent roots that grow where the mud cracks, but first, they desperately need water. Their leader, let's call her Kani, is a bundle of nerves and keen senses. She tests the breeze, her nostrils flaring. No lion scent, just dust and the distant, salty brine from the prehistoric lake that will one day become the Turkana Basin. She chirps a soft hoot, 2 notes, rising, and the others crouch, instantly alert. Even 3 million years ago, hesitation wasn't a sign of weakness, it saved lives. Section 2: The tank in the reeds. Beyond the rustling reeds, something shifts. Not wind, but muscle. It's a giant saber-tusked boar, a formidable creature whose lineage is now long gone. Standing a meter high at the shoulder, this beast weighs as much as 2 adult male lions, a true behemoth of the Pliocene landscape. Its lower canines sweep forward like polished daggers, each one the length of your hand, not just for defense but also for digging up roots and tubers. These tusks were a terrifying display of power. Females of the sounder, that's what a group of wild pigs is called, much like modern boars, form a protective semicircle around 3 striped piglets. The matriarch lowers her head, her neck hump bristling with menace. Giant boars, like their modern descendants, are fiercely territorial, especially around vital resources like waterholes, and expert at rooting for their omnivorous diet of plants, roots, and sometimes even small animals. One mock charge is usually enough to send early hyraxes, monkeys, even cheetahs, sprinting for safety. But today, the intruders walk on 2 legs and carry rocks that bite back. Section 3: The Standoff. Kani's band lacks the claws, the bulk, or the sheer ferocity of the boar, but they possess something arguably more powerful: numbers, coordination, and that brand new technology, sharp-edged stones snapped from volcanic cobbles. These Oldowan tools, though simple, marked a significant shift, enabling early hominins to butcher animals and process tough plants. 2 youngsters scamper up fever trees, gaining a vantage point, while the rest fan into a loose arc, waving sticks and clacking their stone tools. It looks puny, doesn't it, against half a ton of tusk and bristling aggression? But the message is clear: we are trouble, not prey. The matriarch snorts, a deep, wet drum that rattles the reeds. She lunges 1 step, hooves thudding heavily on the parched earth. Dust puffs into the air. Nobody flinches. For a tense heartbeat, 2 very different kinds of intelligence weigh risk versus reward. Predators usually blink first, assessing the cost of a fight. This time, so does the boar. She backs away, shielding her piglets, her massive tusks still slashing the air like living scythes in a final display of dominance. Distance widens, 10 meters, then 20. Water is hers today. Tomorrow, who knows? Section 4: The Aftermath and AMP. CTA Carney's group slips in, drinks fast, fills cheek pouches, and retreats upslope. Roots can be dug later. Staying alive definitely beats full bellies. One curious juvenile drops a cobble near the mud, a simple stone, but one that archaeologists will find 3.2 million years on, sparking debates about who made it and what it tells us about our earliest ancestors' ingenuity. This isn't just a story of survival, it's a pivotal moment. Tools, teamwork, and a dash of raw nerve just turned a potential monster into a wary neighbor. This kind of interspecies interaction, where intelligence and cooperation trump brute strength, was a defining characteristic of early hominin survival. If that story made you duck phantom tusks, then you're exactly where you should be. Tap subscribe and ring that bell. More close calls from Deep Time drop every week. And drop a comment below. Would you hold your ground or sprint up the nearest baobab? Section 5: Why it mattered. Encounters like this weren't just isolated incidents. They were the forge in which we were hammered into being. Every sip of water taken under a tusked gaze, every tense standoff, rewarded bigger brains, sharper foresight, and tighter cooperation within the group. The Pliocene's variable climate and increasingly open grasslands put immense pressure on early hominins, favoring adaptability. The boar kept its water, yes, but we kept the invaluable idea that brains can beat brawn, especially when they work together. This constant evolutionary arms race between early humans and the megafauna of their environment played a crucial role in shaping our survival strategies. 3 million years later, the giant saber-tusked boar's lineage is gone, a relic of a bygone era. Yet, every glass of water you drink carries a whisper of that dusty morning when nerve and stone tipped the balance, marking a critical step in our journey. Conclusion: so, next time you feel small against life's giants, remember Carney. No claws, no fangs, just friends and a chipped rock, yet she still got her drink. Prehistory isn't just about big dinosaurs or dramatic climate shifts. It's packed with countless moments where smarts outplayed size. Our entire story, in fact, is one long string of them.